I'm a professional research subject. It's you start taking a couple of bucks to test a cough syrup or jock itch cream, and then pretty soon, they decide to increase your pay for more rigorous testing and less, more invasive things. And for the most part, I've been kind of living in and out because at the facility because I've done over eight done over 18 different programs
And you grew a
at this.
cattail in one of them as well. Yeah, that was the
you
best one.
think
He
you
has
think
been
it was a cat
experimented on.
tail. Yes, exactly. um, but yeah, I've been participating for an excessive amount of time, and really, I my character has been having and migraines, acid reflux. The only real benefit I've gotten out of any of this testing is I can now watch foreign films without subtitles. That's pretty much about it.
Interesting side effect. We'll see if that comes into play. All right, next we've got Dr. Phinnegan.
Yeah, Dr. Phinnegan is a relatively new addition to the AIM team. I'm very excited because I just passed my first quarterly review, which means I get to keep my job, which is necessary considering that I spent the last 2 years without a job. So we're here because we kind of need the money, and we're very excited uh, for all the various wonderful things that AIM is doing, the innovations that AIM is coming up with, and the ways that they're going to help humanity and push technology and science forward for the betterment of mankind.
Sounds so noble.
That's right.
All
Really,
right.
really, it's really, truly, truly amazing, heartwarming things.
Let's go to Jen Sudo.
It's Sudo. Um,
Sudo, sorry.
yes.
I pronounced
So
it pseudo as well. I'm sorry.
it's That's all right. So I'm in my fourth year here at AIM, and I'm a secretary who also takes on additional responsibilities as needed. I'm the person who always seems to know how you take your coffee without even have to ask. And so if you just need anything, you can come ask me for some help. I'll just find whatever you need, and usually, I can get it pretty quickly. So a lot of people around here just kind of already owe me favors, and so I'll be able to get whatever you need.
Sounds good. Next, we've got Damon Lee.
Right. So I'll be playing Damon. He's a guy, early 20s, just out of college. He had majored in marketing, but has decided this is the moment to follow his passion for photography, content creation. He is really into drone photography and is trying to spin up his own influencer channel. He is here to show the world the kind of incredible, world-changing work that AIM is doing. This is his first big contract. He wants to do a good job and is here to show the kind of good, friendly side of AIM.
Awesome. So as it happens, so yeah, Damon's got this contract he just got from AIM, probably more money than he's seen in quite some time. And the reason for that is AIM needs to get their reputation up there so they can get more test subjects. For some reason, they just keep misplacing some of the test subjects that they've had. Not everyone is the human pincushion and can survive 18 different trials. So they've got to get some new blood, literally and figuratively. And so one of the ways they're doing this is with some ad campaigns and with hitting up some influencers, especially those in the tech space. So there's going to be a meeting early afternoon. It's going to be in the it's going to be near the AIM office, which is on 6th Avenue in New York City. and they're going to meet up outside of the office for this. It's going to give Damon the opportunity to get some really dramatic shots with the drones, multiple shots, multiple drones. He's got a really, high tech setup. So to get out a little early, we're going to have Marcus, Dr. Phinnegan, and Jen kind of meet up to just get some lunch just before the meeting. Marcus doesn't get a lot of opportunity to kind of get outside. So the three of you guys have an opportunity to just chat and go over like kind of like the ground rules for this, kind of like some reminders about what you should talk about and what you shouldn't talk about. And Jen, we can say that that's part of your sort of focus is just reminding people like Dr. Finnegan, let's not talk too much about, you know, the really crazy experiments that happen in the sub levels. Let's keep it on the positive things. Um, yeah, so any conversations you guys want to strike up as you're finishing your lunch, as the time comes to meet Damon.
Well, I think we definitely want to talk about the latest experiment. I think Marcus had mentioned his newfound ability to understand other languages. So we'll want to feature some of the positive effects of that. Marcus, did you have any really neat movies that you were able to watch because of that?
I've I've seen, well, I can understand the words. Doesn't mean I understand the films.
Oh,
I
that's
think I saw the original. I think I saw the original. What was it? Uh, Ingrid Bergman and Death Takes a Holiday, something like that. I don't know. Um, but yeah, it's it's. I don't really know what it does, but
Oh, well, if you just want
makes
to
me
talk
watch
about,
TV better.
the positive effects in your life, how much you're enjoying the changes.
Sure, I guess it's going to help somebody. It'd probably help people who like diplomats and things like that if they could talk to other people. But
Well,
you know,
it's done some good things for you already, right? Hey, man,
sorry.
you can understand foreign languages. That's pretty amazing.
It is, I guess, but I went to a French restaurant and I couldn't read the menu.
Do you know what my husband and I would do if we could understand Spanish and Italian and French? It would be we would have all the best meals. I'm just letting you know.
All right, we'll
I
say at this point it's getting close to say about noon or
Ooh,
12:30 or so, which was the time you were going to meet up with Damon. And Damon, you can see you can see some of the folks you were given. Jen had sent you her LinkedIn with her smiling face, and she's wearing that same smile, and you can see her from far away. Um, it's curious. So you've got all these drones. You think you've got them like flying up behind you? Do you think you got some sort of automated way for them to follow you? What kind of cool things do you think Damon can do with his tech?
Yeah, I think you can see that there are three drones kind of already set up around the perimeter of the outside of the AIM campus.
Mhm.
And the last drone is maybe flying a little bit too close to one of the secured buildings and seems to be having a little bit of trouble. Um, and so if Damon recognizes Jen, hey, do you know what's the deal with this building? It feels like every time I get close to this building, my drone is the feed cuts out.
Oh yeah, I mean that things happen around that building, but I think if you just stay a little bit further away from it, you'll be fine.
Okay, should I like? We don't want to show that building in
Oh
the
no, we're
footage,
gonna be
right?
over
Like
here in
that.
the park, right? Over pointing
Oh,
that
okay.
direction with the trees and I think there's some pigeons over there, like the place where the people feed the pigeons.
Okay, I like that idea. I think that's genius. I I was thinking of doing like a day, like one of those getting ready a day in the life at AIM with um I mean like meeting everybody here.
Yeah, well, that sounds great. But you're going to meet them in the park. And we've got our Dr. Phinnegan right here and Marcus, one of our premier subjects.
Oh, okay. So I am like not allowed in the campus. That's not part of this.
Well, the drones, I don't know. It just seems a little bit busy for an indoor location, don't you think?
Okay. Of course. All right. Oh, it's so good. It's so good to meet you, Dr. Finnegan, and uh Marcus, the advanced test subject.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You guys have to tell me more if you want me to like appear on camera and like talk all smart and stuff. You guys know this stuff. I'm just here.
You're doing great, Marcus. You'll be fine.
Really are, buddy.
Damon, one of your feeds cuts out completely. The
Oh,
let's say you've got them kind of triangulated. The one that is eastmost, so towards the library if
okay.
you're in Bryant Park.
It looks like there's a small technical issue. This never happens, by the way, and I will look,
Second one
even
goes
if
down.
this doesn't, oh, look, we still have one drone left. So the 3D imaging isn't going to work when so people could see you in their VR headsets, but we could still do a regular reel, guys.
Third one goes down, and a shadow uh, kind of comes over the park. Everyone give
There's a
me vigilance checks. So roll your vigilance score. This will be a non-combat check. And just to, you guys are welcome to roll physical dice, to use demiplane, whatever you'd like. If anyone did have anything, so this is to spot vigilance check to spot something. So we'll say if you had anything um, uh, uh, like heightened senses, that would come into play. You can get an edge.
Have an edge.
This is considered an action check, right?
Yeah, non-combat action check. So depending on, what powers you might have, your non-combat might be a little bit higher than your regular ego or sorry, vigilance roll. But most of the time they'll be the same. And we'll say, let's say a target number of, let's call it 13. That's what I'm looking for.
I have an 18.
Wow.
I have a fantastic 12.
Ooh, okay.
I just
I
made
landed at
13.
17.
13. All right. So three successes and a fantastic failure. So the successes, you look up, you had a good idea of where the sun was, right? It's a cloudless or a very lightly clouded day. So even though it's winter, the sun was shining. Um, you can see the area where the sun was is weirdly hazy. Uh, However, you're still in shadow, which is a weird a weird thing. Um, and with the fantastic, let's say Dr. Finnegan isn't looking above because he started looking towards the the library, New York Public Library, which is to the east of where you are,
Mm-hmm.
and you started seeing some people running
Oh,
and just it looked kind of scattered. Um,
why are those people running?
yeah.
What's going on?
And then right as you guys begin to question that, you can see the top of the AIM headquarters building, which is just a couple of blocks north of Bryant Park. Um, something some sort of disaster happened. It's unsure. You don't see anything, but uh, large chunks of the building all of a sudden are beginning to fall onto the street below. And you can then see, maybe you saw a couple other people looking up, and then you can see again more just chunks of building crumbling down and beginning to fall. Again, this is 2 blocks, a couple blocks north.
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna go on my cell phone and see if there's like, do I have access to anything that would be like, I don't know, just general notices from the security team in the building?
Uh, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, there's a Teams channel for that, I'm sure. Uh, um, we'll say nothing immediately. Do you want to write anything in?
Yeah, I think type something like, is everyone okay? The building looks like it's falling apart.
Yeah. Yep. So you're taking a little time to kind of type that out, or speech to text, whatever your preferred method is. Uh, Damon, Dr. Finnegan, or Marcus, anything you guys would like to do with the few seconds you've got afforded to you here?
Yeah, I think there's some things I'd like to make sure I get from inside, and uh, so I start, and so I grab Marcus by the arm because I want to protect my experiment, and I start
I
walking
want
him.
you don't have to grab me. You're going inside. I'm happy to go inside.
Let's go, Marcus.
Uh,
Let's get back to the
this
lab.
sounds like a deal.
So,
All right,
yes.
Damon, how about you?
Damon is retrieving his broken drones, and as he sees everybody clearing out, he pulls out his cell phone, starts filming a selfie. This is just another regular day at AIM. Uh, Collapsing buildings are a classic opportunity for AIM to demonstrate what it's capable of. And he's just going to kind of continue,
Yeah,
kind of leaning towards where there might be shelter, but kind of filling the time as the building starts to crumble in the background.
yeah. And we'll say as you're doing that, that eastmost drone comes back online. And uh, uh, at this point, you guys can look up and you can see large chunks of the building. It looks as though much of it has been swept east, sorry, swept west by some force. And then whatever was falling down in front of the building just looks like structural failure from some great explosion or something that happened. Um, but it looks like a lot of the damage was sort of carried west with it. And then it's only moments later that you hear a, a tremendous crash. There's a big blast of light. And, at this point, you become at least aware of people screaming, from all over the place.
Great. It's another terrorist attack.
Oh no, it's probably just the guys on seventh floor.
They play their music too loud.
Uh, I did tell them they didn't need that many plastic explosives.
All right, so you've got a number of people that are, it's kind of a crazy situation because you clearly some people saw something to the east and started running, and now you have this explosion, like whatever was happening is moving westward, and then seems to have culminated in this great explosion, and now you see people kind of running back, and you guys are kind of a little bit in the middle. So you've got some, there's mass, it's craziness. Um, you've got people that were shopping, that were eating, that were waiting online to go to the little ice park they got set up. You got people who were skating that are trying to get out of their skates and get the hell out of Dodge. Yeah, so it's pretty crazy right now. Uh, and so some of you are going to be moving towards a little northwest towards the AIM building. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, I go back inside.
Okay, right.
Um,
So it's a couple blocks. So yeah, you can start moving. So
yep.
you start moving towards
Right.
towards
And if they're moving, I have to follow. So I'll just make my apologies to Mr. Lee. Thanks so much. We'll reschedule.
What's the
I'm
back?
sure.
No, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. I need no, I need more information. I am going to also follow.
yeah.
I'm going to insist on following you,
Yeah,
following
we're
them.
like maximum run speed.
Okay. All right. So
We're moving.
you guys are running, and you come across a couple of police officers uh, towards let's say the northwest corner of the park, and they are they are frantically directing and they're shooing people back. Um, and you can hear some communication happening on their radio. And it looks like uh, one of them is listening intently and kind of occasionally talking into it, but we'll say it's difficult to hear what's going on. If you guys would like, you can either pause to take a moment to try and either listen in if you'd like, or you can just keep running towards them. But they do appear to have their hands up. Maybe not making direct eye contact with any of you in particular, but just kind of have their hands up, sort of defensively, saying
So they're
nobody
like an
come closer.
active barricade towards us getting where we're trying to go.
Well,
Yeah, I wouldn't say like a
get our
barricade,
badges.
but they are a presence.
I
Right.
think we'll want to get our badges out to show that we're AIM folks.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just keep walking.
All right. So Jen, you take your badge out and show
Mhm.
it, and one of them just shakes his head and is like, "No, no, 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 nope." And more aggressively now looking at you, has his hand up, and he's looking at you, but he's still kind of got his ear kind of pressing up against an earpiece, and
I
he's probably got a mic somewhere that he's trying to talk into
I
occasionally.
want to know if I passively hear what's going. I want to see if I hear
Yeah,
what
yeah.
he's
Go
saying.
ahead. Give me a. We'll say with the craziness, I'll give you a trouble on that roll, just because it is really loud because of those circumstances. But we'll call it another target number 13, but with trouble on the roll. Vigilance check.
Vigilance check.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one was a 7. Um, we'll see how this goes.
Oh, so lower than a 7 then. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's a 7.
Yeah.
So I got a 9 and a 7, so
Yeah.
they're both bad. So I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll say it's pretty loud. And Damon, just as at this point, all three of your drones are back online. So it looked like whatever that interference was, as it like the interference passed from the east to the west, just as the sort of chaos did. So you've got your drones back up online now.
So, for pausing for a moment to kind
Hmm.
of address these two police officers, when he notices his drones are back online, Damon's going to put his phone down. He has like an email that he's been trying to show Jen this entire time, and he's going to look at his drone display and maybe have them fly out a little bit to see if they can capture what is going on from like a bird's eye view.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So you want to like send them kind of up.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So no roll needed. You send them up and you look towards the general direction where you heard the emergency, and you can see a vessel of some kind sticking into Avengers Tower. A massive, what you would call like spaceship, large thrusters on the back, like right out of, a science fiction movie, still pulsing with energy, still parts of Avengers Tower kind of crumbling down. Looks like maybe part of the ship, or part of it looks like the ship, resting on the ground as though it had maybe smashed apart or at least into a couple of pieces. Or maybe it was a separate piece that jettisoned. You're not sure, but it looks like either two halves of a spaceship or two separate spaceships had crashed into Avengers Tower.
I think Damon's eyes are gonna like bulge out. Cannot believe what he's seeing. He's gonna call the group's attention to his display. Um, Dr. Phinnegan, what what does this mean? What do we do?
Uh, what what is that? Is that a spaceship in Avengers Tower? I I mean, I would say that it's time for superheroes to do superhero things. I don't know. This is not. We should
And
be
for
getting
us to get safe
out of here, out of
away.
here, away, 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 away,
Yes.
away. Yes, let us go now. We should get back inside. We need to get inside now. I don't care what the police officers say. We need to get inside the building
Yeah,
now,
so I'll
right
try
away.
to approach the police officers and say
Hmm.
it's very important that we get into the AIM building. Clearly, there's something disruptive, with the building, and we are from AIM. We really need to get back there.
And while she's talking, I just walk.
Yeah. So we'll say one of them looks at you and he's like looking at you like AIM. Like, does it have anything like who cares about AIM? This has got I don't care. What do you think you're going to work at the Panera and you're going to get it? You're going to get by? Nobody's getting by. I don't care if you work for AIM. That doesn't matter. Did you see what's going on over there?
There are how many police officers are there?
We'll say that there's two that you can. There's two uniformed police officers that you can see. And what I'll do is I'll put up a map to show you guys kind of what's what. So if we look here, this is this is Bryant
And we
Park.
simply run around them.
And we'll say you were sitting, somewhere. Hey, Joe Coffee, that sounds good. You were maybe getting some coffee after your lunch, and that was the area that you were meeting. And then when all the stuff happened, you started booking up north. Uh, you know, these areas are filled with tables and chairs, and many of them have been knocked over at this point. So it's kind of a very zigzagged route that you took, made your way north, and then you can see it was at this corner here that the police officers are. So we'll say right now, these are the two police officers. Um, uh,
And where are we trying to get to?
so we'll say on 6th Avenue, 2 blocks north, is the
Okay.
AIM building.
Aha. So we need to get out of one of those two exits. Um what is this area right here?
So
Is this an exit?
Yeah, so you could, there's stairs over here, so you could easily, and you guys can see my cursor, okay?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you could easily go down this way. There's a couple of other ways to get down over here as well if you wanted to go, north. So, these aren't like walls per se. These are this might be shrubbery. There are short
rubber.
gates. There are short, maybe little foot high gates or something, and some shrubs that you can easily hop over if you wanted to go through this greenery. Um, and obviously on the streets, you've got a couple of food carts, uh, plenty of people walking, cars all over the place, cars not moving. At this point, people have probably abandoned some vehicles, so the traffic isn't going anywhere. But you could easily get through the traffic if you wanted to cross 42nd, and you have to go at least 1.5 blocks. So you'd have to go from 42nd to 43rd, and they would be right around in that area.
Okay. So we could either go down the by Fountain Terrace to get out and go on 6th Street, or we can go out by 42nd Street, right? In order to bypass the police officers.
I think, yeah, we should be able to bypass the police officers. If nothing else, there's two police officers and citywide chaos happening. I
Yep.
would think we're trying to talk to them to get permission. They don't know what's going on any more than we do. I would say book it around them and
Yes,
let's get to shelter.
Okay.
agreed.
Before we do that, so I know, so Damon checked up on his drones. Uh, Jen had sort of tried to have that conversation. Was there anything like from an action perspective? Dr. Phinnegan tried to listen to what was going on in the radio. I want to make sure I give at least Jen and Marcus an opportunity to like make a roll here to do something before we kind of, all get back sort of in initiative order, let's say.
Hmm.
Did anybody answer on my Teams chat?
Oh, good question. Yeah, at this point, absolutely. We'll say that you do hear you don't hear you see that there is one communication from somebody called Calvin Carpenter. You know that he is um maybe not the head of security, but one of the heads of security, at least. um uh, some of the regular security guards report into him. He might be a guy you see every morning. There's a couple guys. There's this guy, Greg Henshaw, Calvin Carpenter. These are the guys you would see at the front gates.
Mhm.
Really take their job super seriously. Even if they know you, they'll double check. They'll always ask for the badge. If you've ever forgotten your badge or pretended to forget your badge, there's no way you're getting through. They are real sticklers for the security. None of the what's it called, the tailgating, that they always warn you about in those employee manuals. They will not let anyone tailgate, not happening on their watch. So you hear a communication from him basically saying, um, um, uh, internal defensive, active defense measures have been activated. Uh, Front not fully secure, uh, retreating into the sublevel. So it's hastily typed out, maybe a couple of words missing, misspellings. Takes you a little while to figure out what he's really talking about. But we'll say that you would be aware that there are security measures above and beyond what your average New York building might have, that you've never seen activated before. But in the event of a true emergency, there are ways to kind of really shut down the front. But it sounds like there was an attempt to do that, which would have meant you could not have gotten in. But it sounded like from what he said, it didn't really fully work. He doesn't give an explanation why, though.
So, Dr. Finnegan, do you know a more direct way to the sublevels? I'm not sure whether we can get in the front door or not at this point.
Do I have any knowledge of like backdoor ways or uncommon ways to access the building?
I would say yes, but those ways are not really the security that you have. So there is like a sort of a higher level security that would allow some of that access. At the very least, you would know it's like the engineering team, which is like the weapons team, um, would occasionally have like some late night uh, deliveries where these trucks would maybe pick up or deliver certain things, and that's wrapped in secrecy. So you know that it exists, you know that there's a way, but that's a little bit above your security grade, just because you don't have much to do with the weapons
Okay.
division.
Okay. Um. So and so that's really the only way you would be able to get in. So really, do, would I know of any way of going beyond the front door to just get in? Like
Yeah. So
like
just be clear, it sounds like the front door still is
It is
partially
open.
okay.
Yeah.
So
available.
okay. So
But
I
we'll
would
have to
just
get there fast though.
yeah. So I would just say no. I think we need. I think our best bet is to just to go through the front door as quickly as we possibly can.
Okay. And Marcus, let's give you a chance if there's a particular role or something you want to make.
I want to run. I want to pound on the front door, and I want to get the fuck off the streets. Not really.
Okay.
I
All
mean,
right. So
really, the
no
role
rules.
at this point, the role is like they're talking and trying to strategize, and I think there ought to be less talking and more running.
Okay. So let's say, pick a direction you want to go in.
Uh, the AIM building is that way, right?
To the north. It's due
Fine.
north, almost due north.
I
So
I
I'm
think
running
the
due north.
Okay, so if you want, like, yeah, this little area here, maybe there's a tree planted in the middle, and there's, a small gate around it and some shrubs, but you could book your way through that probably without a problem.
I think that sounds like a smashing plan, and I don't know why we're not already doing it.
Okay, all right. So everyone else is checking in on their tech or looking at, and you start moving that way. We'll say this guy goes, hey, 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 and starts moving to cut you off. This guy is still listening on his radio. And then at this point, enough people have moved away. We're all,
Running is double speed move, so that's a total of like 10 squares per
yeah,
turn.
yeah. Well, I mean, we're not quite in rounds yet. I mean, he could do the same, right? So,
Sure.
he could easily catch up with you. Um, but we'll say, Phinnegan, you can hear this guy saying now, what do you mean, green men? And at that point, you can start uh, seeing slash hearing evidence of some type of weapons fire. It's not the loud report of guns, of bullets kind of breaking through the sound barrier or anything like that. It's it's not quite a pew pew, but it's closer to that. It's like a almost like a hissing sound as some sort of projectile makes its way through the atmosphere with some kind of energy driving it. Uh, and at this point, the two cops turn around, and you can see at the corner that there are, at this point, again, the cars have been abandoned. You can see that most of the people have cleared out of this area. Very few people are running towards the danger, other than you. But at this point, you can see that there are a couple of creatures that have made their way to this area. Let's roll for initiative.
I have an edge. I roll twice on initiative.
Yes, if you have an edge, you can re-roll your lowest die, or it doesn't have to, on initiative, it doesn't have to be your lowest die. You can choose a single die to re-roll. Maybe you want to re-roll a Marvel to try and get a Marvel so you can go in a bonus round.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So it remains the same thing. A
Okay.
fantastic.
Could you just speak up just a little bit there, Fish?
It remains the same thing. It's a fantastic 12.
Fantastic 12. Okay.
I have a 13.
Okay.
I also have a 12.
Okay.
A regular
And
12 or a fantastic 12?
Regular.
okay. Marcus?
And I have a 12 as well.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So, um, let me roll for that. Let me roll for the cops. Oh, not good for New York's finest. So, um, these, all right. So what you see is several of these green-skinned, lizard-like, scaly, bipedal humanoids with facial features that are not dissimilar to humans. You can see eyes, nose, mouth, ears. Ears are a little bit longer and pointed. Again, skin green. These three are not wearing much in the way of clothing. They have what appears to be kind of like a loincloth, you would describe it as. They are wearing a belt that has looks like some mechanical nature to it. It looks like at least parts of it are metal, and you can see that some of the sunlight catches off of it. The sun's back in the sky, clear sky once again. And each one of them is holding a weapon in their hand that looks similar to like a rifle. It's much thicker, it's much blockier, but it's a two-handed device with a stock, not much of a long barrel on it. So it doesn't look like any weapon you've ever seen, but you can tell from the way they are firing it. And there is for lack of a better term, you would describe it as like a laser type effect happening. It does have a sound. It's not just pure light. There's a sizzle in the air, and you could see that they are firing at anyone that they can. They do look. I mean, it's difficult. You've never seen a creature like this before. You've got nothing to compare it to. But at the very least, they look aggressive. This perhaps is an understatement. And they are looking around, let's say, energetically. Whether you want to interpret that as aggressively or frantically, not something you're super sure about. But they will, they do see the movement of probably the two cops and probably Marcus, and we're going to have them move a little bit closer. Um, One, two, three, four, five. One of them gets over here. This one's going to take a shot at this cop over here. Oh, that is a pretty sucky roll. Yeah, so one of them takes a shot at this cop. The cop goes to get out of the way, probably moves a little closer towards Marcus, and maybe even tries to like motion for him to get down. Like there's a tree right where Marcus is, and he's saying, "Get down, get down." Uh, Whether Marcus you do or not is up to you. Yeah, and these
We'll
other
find out by
guys.
12.
Hmm? Yeah, well,
I
it's
think
not.
we'll find
Yeah,
out at
yeah,
12.
plenty of time. And these two octagonal things here do provide some cover. So I think these guys are going to try and just get a little closer together. Um, this guy, we'll put him like there. This guy's going to take another shot at that cop only because that's really all he's got line of sight to. That one, that does hit. And that is going to be decent damage there. All right, so that cop gets hit with what, some sort of beam, right? What you see is whatever hits him doesn't necessarily penetrate. You don't see, and Marcus, you're right there. You don't see like a hole going through him or anything like that. It hits him, and he has this sort of reaction where almost looks like an electric shock, but it's this energy that kind of jolts through him, and he almost goes down to one knee. He stays up, but yeah, you've never quite seen anything like that. Actually, maybe you have. Maybe this is something you've been you've been exposed to on the
Objective
first
to.
sub level. Any questions from your perspective about what you saw there, Marcus? Since you're nice and up close.
No, I'm panicked, and I'm planning on doing a U-turn, high stepping it, cartoon, run exactly the opposite direction as soon as my action. It's entirely comedic event effect. I wanted to dive right back into my hole, and now I see like hostiles, and now I'm just gonna totally Scooby Doo it and like reverse and like run like hell.
All right. Um,
That's for other people to figure out.
I do realize I just messed something up, but I will take care of that in a moment. And then another I am rolling very poorly. Uh this guy over here does take a shot at um at at you, Marcus, but we'll say it hits the tree. Um the tree doesn't seem to be affected much at all by it. Maybe it's winter, so there's no leaves on it. Uh, but the tree doesn't like shake or splinter or anything anything quite like that. Okay, so that was 13 on the bonus round. We go to 12 on the bonus round, which is the good doctor. I can't hear you at
You
all
are
now.
completely mute.
Nope, still can't hear you. Like not even coming in light.
Testing, testing.
Oh,
There
yeah,
we
that's
go.
better. Yeah, yeah.
Testing.
Oh,
What
that's
is
much
happening
better.
right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So weird. This mic has been really bizarre. Okay, but you can hear me now.
Yep.
Really well.
Okay.
Now I can hear you.
Okay, now you can hear me really well. That's really good. Okay. So, can I feel like I'm a little too far. Am I too far away to analyze what this weaponry is?
Um, we'll say you saw, I mean, you're pretty close to seeing the 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 shot that the cop took.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you want to give it like a logic check to see if you can
Yeah, because
figure out.
scientific expertise would give me an edge on a
Okay.
check like this, I think, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, give me let me just think about the target number. Um, I've got two target numbers in mind. I'll let you know how many of them you hit. The lowest one is a 13.
okay. There's that. Okay, that's one and two. I got an 18 twice.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that exceeds the second number. So, yeah. So what your hypothesis is that uh, the reason it hit the tree and really didn't do anything, and the reason it hit this cop and it did, and it didn't seem to penetrate is it's almost like some sort of like massive like taser, right? It's something that affects the the nervous system. Probably, couldn't do any damage if you shot it at a wall, maybe. But it definitely seems to do that. And we'll even say, what are your degrees in? Any of them in biology or any kind of like medical doctor stuff going on
Yes.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My second degree is biology with a focus in genetics.
Yeah. So you would say like the way this cop is reacting now that you've a few seconds have passed and you see him, he's clutching his left arm.
Hmm.
And yeah, you're looking at him the way he's breathing, and then even as you're looking at him, maybe he like throws up. You're like, this guy could be going into cardiac arrest.
Hmm.
He's still conscious, and he's still he's got his pistol and he's taken his Glock out of his holster, and he's still in the fight, but he is struggling with something.
Okay. We need to run now. Don't let them hit you with anything. Don't fight, just run.
Okay. So that is, oh, do you want to, yeah, do you, what do you want to do with your movement?
Um, I ignore the other cop and I just start like my goal is to get Marcus and get out of there. So I move towards Marcus
Okay.
and so that we can start moving out of the of the area.
Okay. And which way
You
do you
do
want to
not
go?
need
Do
to
you
tell
want
Marcus to run.
I don't need to tell Marcus to run. I think our best shot actually is to go down by
The
down
opposite direction.
down the stairs here
Okay.
by the fountain.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So then you can go 1, 2,
So
3.
yeah, so
You know,
maybe I yell at
yeah.
Marcus and say, "Marcus, the fountain,"
Okay. All right. Then
and I start moving in that direction.
yeah, let's put you around over there.
Yes.
Okay. So now it is the top of the first round though. So that was the bonus round. The people who got the marvels there get to go, and now we're at the top of the order, and these aliens go again. And we're gonna have this guy go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is going to take a shot at the cop since Marcus is behind the tree. I am rolling really badly. That is
And we love you
an
for it.
8
Yeah.
on the die. Yeah, some things never change. Doesn't matter what the campaign is. If you guys are fighting aliens, you guys are fighting vampires, doesn't matter. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's unfortunately a much better roll. And let's get to the guy. Okay. Um, this guy comes in, takes a shot at the cop. The cop goes down to one knee, leaning against the tree, raises his gun with a shaking hand. And then this guy comes in, sees the weapon drawn at him and his compatriots, and fires a third blast into the cop, and the cop goes down. So that was 13 at the top of round one. Marcus, the gun fall, he's a righty. The gun falls, you know, more or less right at your feet. Just so you know.
It's the police
It's a
issue
Glock.
pistol.
Yeah, it's a Glock.
Okay.
Famously easy to use in pressure situations, which is why they are favored by police forces across the nation. Jen, that is your
Oh, that was very
first.
fortunate.
That is your turn to go now on 13.
All right. So one thing we did not discuss is whether I actually have a firearm on me.
I think, given what I know about your background, you absolutely do.
Yeah, I would think that I would have something that would be small enough to be disguised and in my purse, maybe.
You could do that, or you could have it as a concealed, in a more strategic place,
Okay. Right.
like back of the skirt, tucked
Right.
back there, something like that. Deliberately wearing like a jacket. Well, it's cold out, right? So you've got some sort of jacket on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, wherever you want, but 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you decide. Of course, you can decide.
Okay. So yeah, so I think that I would view my role to protect Marcus.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I would be trying to draw the weapon and shooting at the aliens and trying to also either go to Marcus if it doesn't look like he's figured out that he needs to be running, or intercept him if he has already started running.
Okay. Let's go 1, 2, 3. You can put yourself right over there, more or
Yeah.
less fire right over the cop's body.
All right. And I did take the snap shooting.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want, you can
That's-
target two of them.
Yeah, lets me target two. But then they only take half regular damage.
Right.
So
Or you could just fire at one. Yeah, totally up to you. Snap shooting, sometimes is used if you know you've got a couple that are both injured, or maybe one's
right,
about
but
to go
nobody's
down.
injured here,
At this
so it might
point,
be better if I just shoot
yeah,
the closest
and
one.
you don't have a good sense of like, how
Yeah.
tough they are.
Nope, not yet. All right, so I guess I'll just shoot at the closest one.
Okay.
That would be an agility.
Yep. And yeah, these guys aren't,
Oh.
armored. They look to be like,
Reduction.
no damage reduction, and they are
Damage
target
reduction.
number 11 for agility.
Okay, well, I got a 13.
All right.
So it's a 4 on the Marvel, so that's 8 damage.
Okay. Any oh, that's right. Yeah, because your agility is doesn't give you a
Nothing.
bonus
I
there.
got no agility.
Yep. So yeah, so you guys see Jen, the secretary, advance towards her ward there, firing a pistol that came from gosh knows where over the body of this dead cop into an alien, as though this was
Normal for her.
Okay.
Normal, right, right. And yeah, what's your demeanor, Jen, as you do this?
Business-like. I am doing what needs to be done.
And you're doing it in heels.
Well, of course.
You're
Uh,
not a secretary.
Executive assistant.
Yes.
all
I
right.
told you I could get you whatever you needed. Right now, you needed somebody to shoot at that guy.
All right. Doctor, it's your
Okay.
turn on 12th.
No, I continue running.
Okay.
So I move and I'm like, you guys are moving too slowly. Move faster.
4, 5.
Sense of urgency.
Yeah,
Stop shooting.
so you can get to the top of the stairs there, leaving everyone in your dust. And then that takes a double move, I assume. There was that correct?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not.
All right, Damon of the drones.
Damon is on his cell phone right now, filming Jen, trying to figure out which filter because this is freaking rad. It is so cool what's happening right now. Um, I think maybe seeing the doctor kind of whip past him jolts Damon back to his senses. The drones have since like attached themselves to Damon, and
Oh,
as he himself prepares to run, it seems like we are all running, right? That's the plan. We're running.
Yeah.
Okay.
does Jen or I mean Marcus looks like he's about ready to
I'll run
bolt.
as soon as Marcus is out of there. I just need to protect Marcus.
All right. I am going to draw like so. I'm going to send the drones out, and I'm basically drawing a line, a diagonal line from the cop to the let's say the greenery on the left side, and I'm going to create using the drones
Mhm.
like holograms of trees, uh, dead trees enough to kind of screen our retreat away from. Yeah, that
Kind of like
works.
that.
Awesome.
Yeah, that works. Or
Okay.
maybe the other way, like to
Oh,
give
sure.
ourselves a little more.
Oh, I got it. I got you. Like kind of like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So do you want to talk about, well, let's talk about what they see, and then you can just talk about the power if you'd like, just a little bit that you're using.
Yeah, so like as we begin moving away, the tree that Marcus was hiding behind seems to blur for a moment before extending out, blocking the road. And as they do, from our side, you can see the twinkle of Damon's drones as he uses his static illusion power. So for 5 focus concentration, I can create a realistic hologram of a static illusion. And the illusion can be something 3 times larger than the character. So in here, I'm thinking like 3 squares. Um, but it cannot move. And I
Right.
can keep it as long as I'm within 50 spaces of the illusion.
That is awesome.
Nice.
I love that. Yeah. And we'll say, yeah, so 100% the drones come in and you guys from this side could see like, light coming out from the drones, like it's a, you know, uh, help me Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope kind of thing happening there. So yeah, these drones are projecting this image, and probably can't see what the reaction is on the other side. But yeah, that's awesome. That is fantastic. Do you want to take a move action?
Yes, I'm going to do my best to follow Dr. Finnegan.
Okay, great. Just knock 5 off of your focus if you haven't already.
Dr. Finnegan is in excellent shape, by the way.
All right, and then that takes us from Damon finally to Marcus.
Okay, so uh, police clock right there. Green aliens here. World's blowing up. She just shot past me, and a whole bunch of like light trees just like popped up out of nowhere.
It's been an interesting 5 seconds.
Marcus has no clue what's going on. So two questions. Can can I hear anything from the aliens in terms of sounds besides like gunfire or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, absolutely. You hear one of the aliens speaking some sort of language that is not immediately apparent to you. It is not one that you are familiar with at present.
Okay.
And you can hear another one return, and it sounds chaotic. I'll I'll say that much. Um, but yeah, with that information, what would you
So
like to do?
let's so in terms of me running.
Yeah,
So in terms, I can hear them. There's a police result revolver right there. Me running. Can I try to understand them? Would that be an action? Can I grab the revolver as I turn around and run? Would that be the action?
grabbing a
And
revolver is you can just do no action required
okay,
for that, as far as I'm concerned.
but if I stay to try and like figure out what they're saying, that's going to be an action.
That would be a standard action. You could still run with your move action.
Okay. Um, if I pick up the revolver, can as I run basically just wave it around behind me and pull the trigger and like fire blindly
Yeah, I would say if you want to
and
do
still
that,
run so I still get like the 10 squares?
no, you would get so
That's
if
fine.
you want to do the translation, that would be your standard action. Uh, so you couldn't fire the weapon if you're looking to actually like fire the weapon with a chance to hit something, you wouldn't be able to do two standard actions. But
No,
if you
I'm
wanted to
entirely just
just
like
like wave it and fire and not make a roll to attack, I'll allow a flavor kind of like frantic shooting. Sure.
totally. All right, then yeah. I am I am not a
And then you can
marksman.
run the five. All right, yeah. So so
So
give me a roll to understand this spoken language. I'm looking for a logic check. Target number 13.
and without even doing any edges, I rolled a 13.
Awesome.
So I might as I let's see if I can do a fantastic because
Yeah.
I get that edge because that's just something that I apparently often get.
Ah,
Although
yes.
my brain doesn't actually know it,
Yes.
it's there to
Yes.
be advantage.
Yes.
And so let me see. Click reroll and click that and click reroll. And I got a 14, so no
Okay.
fantastic.
All
Quite
right.
fine.
Still amazing. So through the means that are only known to you and acquired through some of the experimentation you've been through, uh, the the sounds that you're hearing for the first time, the order of them kind of coalesces in your mind, and the sounds very quickly become known to you, and you are able to piece out what these aliens are saying. And the gist of it is that one of them up front is exclaiming loudly, aggressively, where did those, and there's maybe a word, they don't know the word tree, but they would say, where did those, some type of vegetation come from? And then the other one might say something to the effect of, uh, uh, the sickly one must be a wizard. And then you hear, um,
And I don't need any translation to know they're talking about me.
yeah. And then you hear them, and then you hear one of them say, could he be the one that brought us down? Um, and then for the Brotherhood, we must take no chances, kill them all.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And we'll say that's the pieces that you get. Uh, so one, they are reacting to the illusion, and it seems to be working. There didn't seem to be any doubt that that was an illusion. That's one kind of piece of information you get. Two, uh, specifically mentioned about the ship being brought down. So that was communicated. However I described it, you would have inferred that it was, when they say brought
Mhm.
us down, that it meant the ship
Yeah.
that they were in. You know, they had some word for that. And then three, you know, in your mind, the word brotherhood has got a big ass capital B in the front. Like that is, you know, somehow communicated to you as these words translate in your head. Um,
Furthermore, just blowing my mind, grabbing the gun, running the fuck out of there.
okay. Yeah, that was you say anything to Jen as you oh actually well yeah you probably would have gone behind her because she still got the gun out.
Oh yeah, I'm just
But if you know actually Jen, let's say he does run in front of you, that was the direct thing. Um, any particular reaction you think you might have as he runs in front of your line of fire?
Well, I would just be relieved that he's getting out.
Right.
I mean, I've already aimed and shot,
Yeah.
and my next action was going to be to try to grab him if he wasn't
Right.
running on his own.
Right. Uh, my thought might have been something, you know, you had a very professional take the barrel out of the line of fire type thing,
Yeah, I mean,
even in the chaos, like, you know, you're still, you know, kind of under control there. Um, okay, cool. That was something. Now we got this final cop here, that is probably at least aware, seeing the drones projecting the light, that this is uh an illusion. And his first instinct is going to be go to his buddy, who is down, and he reaches down into his left thigh pocket where there's a trauma kit, and he drags him behind a tree, and starts, you know, ripping open his chest looking for a bullet wound, and doesn't find any. Uh, and we'll say that's just that's just several move actions in there. And then from behind the tree, he'll peek out, and he's kind of got some cover, but he's got a line of sight against at least one of them, and he'll take a shot once he realizes he's not sure what to do in terms of administering first aid. And that is a hit. Not great in terms of damage. Just 7 points of damage. Better than nothing. All right. That takes us to the top of the order, and it is the aliens once again. Um, this guy is gonna kind of make his way through the brush over here, take a shot at cop number two. Gonna hit cop number two. Cop number two takes 11 points of health damage. Um, we're gonna say I'm gonna have two guys go this way. Oops. This guy gets out in front as well, and he's gonna take a shot at the cop. Ooh, is just barely a hit. Um, that's a significant hit. So again, you see, or at least hear, you know, him taking these shots. You guys would hear the cop grunt in pain and just extreme discomfort. But he's cursing, but he does seem to still be up. And then this guy, what's he gonna do? He doesn't have a good line of sight there. Um, he's gonna try and walk up around this thing, kind of get through this area. I'm gonna say he's got some he's probably got some crap in the way, but he's gonna take a shot at. I'm gonna say Jen's still a little hidden from where she is, so it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Marcus.
Hmm.
1, 2, 6, and that is a 9 plus 1 is agility 10. Does that hit you?
Nope.
No, my agility defense score is 12.
Okay. All right, yeah. So you are able to just dodge as a pew, a laser blast goes over you. Jen, it's back to
And
you.
I am following Dr. Phinnegan, right?
Yep.
Finnegan's down in the bottom left corner.
Yep. Not in his aim gear on the outside. Just that's just the token.
Right. So in terms of defending Marcus, I would be running same direction he is,
Mhm.
and then probably also taking a shot at that alien that took a shot at him.
Okay. Do you want to move your full 5? It'll get you down to about there.
Yeah, I think I better because then I assume Marcus will overtake me on his.
Yeah. And just as a reminder to people listening, like you can break your movement up any way you want. So Jen, you could have like taken a few steps, gotten past the illusion, and then popped them while you were still relatively close, and then continued moving down. Doesn't, just for flavor, you don't have to worry about breaking up your action like that, your move action.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so I am gonna try to get in a shot at the alien, and I got a 13.
13 will hit.
And this time the Marvel is a 6, so that's
Nice.
the 12.
All right. That is the first shot that guy has taken, but it is he gets hit and he kind of looks down, and then he says something in his alien language, and I think Van, so long as Marcus is still concentrating, I don't think that would count as a second sort of encounter with this language. It's when the character encounters an unknown spoken language. Doo, 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 doo. Yeah, I would say this is, for all intents and purposes, this conversation is understood. You don't have to keep making rolls, but the next time you encounter, during the next conversation, we'll have to have you make another roll. But for this time, you're good. Okay, Doctor.
Me. Okay.
Dr. Finnegan.
Yeah, I really need them to catch up with me.
Mhm.
So I'm mostly just making sure the way is clear over there. I don't have any specific actions to take, but I'm waiting for them to get to where I am.
Okay. Do you want to like move up a little bit to get a better view?
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, I'll get down the stairs, but I'll
Okay.
stop them.
Yeah. So if you want to see if the coast is clear, give me a vigilance check.
Sure. Wait a second. Am I supposed to be doing a combat vigilance check?
Non-combat. Non-combat would be
Okay.
okay. Yeah.
So fantastic 10.
Ooh. Okay. All right. So a fantastic failure, but a fantastic. Um,
I've done that twice today.
you have two fantastic. So I have to think. The thing I thought you were going to see, you're not going to see. But what's the side benefit? Um, I'm gonna say that you see a couple of people that had been hiding behind a couple of cars,
Okay.
like in between them. Like maybe they got caught, they were trying to run, they weren't sure what to do. And it looks like they were hunkered down there. Like you can see them for a moment, and it looks like they were just not moving. And then one of them looks to the west. So across the street, across 6th Ave.
Hmm.
And this is farther north. This is maybe like closer to the intersection. So looks to the west, maybe a little farther north, and then gets this look of horror in their eyes and
Hmm.
opens their mouth wide and grabs the other person they're with. Let's say it's two women, and they both start running south towards you.
I look towards what they looked at.
And you don't necessarily see anything because this is a fantastic failure, but something horrible is there,
Hmm.
but you don't have direct
Okay.
line of sight to what that horrible thing was.
Okay.
All right, let's go. That was Dr. Phinnegan. Damon,
So I just want to ask, how concerned do these aliens look that they're being shot?
good question. You would say that the one guy that just took that shot from Jen, um, and you've got line of sight to him, you know, almost looks down like, what the fuck is this? Like almost incredulous, if you could put an adjective on it. Like doesn't understand like what's happening. I mean, registers the pain, but the pain manifests more as just like a more intense anger. Like he's just angry that he got hit. This particular wound, sucks, right? He got shot in the shoulder, let's say, but he doesn't look like he's ready to drop. But you know,
Right. So it's less like being shot is life threatening versus, oh man, I just spilled spaghetti on my shirt.
more like give me an ego check.
All
We'll
right.
call it target number 13. It's a good challenging number.
Okay. 15.
Excellent. Um, like there's like a hint of betrayal in that, like it's like questioning, like not that he's not hurt, but he doesn't believe like how could I be hurt by these things? There's sort of it's a combination of haughtiness and like you got the sense earlier from their actions that they were maybe a little cocky, let's say, in the way that they were aggressively moving forward with like no visible armor or protection of any kind. So yeah, it just looks like they're not prepared for this situation at all, and that's where like this confusion and sense of betrayal seems to be coming from.
Okay. Is there is there anything I could help with right now? Because I don't think Damon arrived at his first, sponsorship deal armed. So
Yeah.
if there isn't, then I will continue to
So
follow
looking
Dr.
at looking at your powers, um, is that you are you looking for just in terms of like what's within the realm of possibility for your character? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Right. I was looking at the help standard action or help teammate
Okay, yeah.
reaction, wondering if there's anything there.
Yeah, so if you think so for example, if you think that Jen is going to continue to fire at the enemies, then you could use your standard action to give her an edge on her next attack. Um, Other things that you could do is you do see that each of these three aliens is wearing tech on their person and wielding a firearm that, now that you've seen it fire a couple of times, does seem to be a little more, say, complex than a regular, you know, uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a center fire bullet that requires a small explosion to happen to propel. This looks like it's more electronic, let's say, what's going on. So more of a sci-fi that you would think like a more advanced weapon. So, you have a knack with machines, so those could be areas that you could explore.
That makes sense. I think if I were to do so, I would lose the illusion. So
Right.
I
Good
will
call.
start by,
And at
yeah,
this
I
point,
think,
the illusion doesn't seem to be doing much of anything, right? Because everyone sort of moved past where that static illusion was, so it's no longer at least helping any of you. The cops are kind of behind the tree, but even that, the cops are exposed to two of them, and the one that is hiding the cop from this alien up, this alien up here is not shooting at the cop, he's shooting at you guys. So right now, the illusion isn't serving an immediate purpose.
okay, I think for the moment, um, maybe I will try to give Jen an edge
Okay.
on her next shot.
Hmm.
Um, and that's going to take the form of one of um, the drones kind of breaking off and just buzzing out from behind the hologram enough to catch the alien's attention.
Awesome.
And then it's going to immediately kind of dive low and take cover among the like the hedges.
Right. Love it.
All right, and then five tiles of movement
Yep.
away.
All right. Well, that's Damon. We go to Marcus.
Um, running. Running is still the order of the day.
Okay.
I don't see any reason to slow down and stop. I'm I'm not a hero. I'm not going to try to pretend I'm a hero. My goal is to get past Jen, and I am 10 squares.
Okay. We'll say just before you start moving, you do hear um, one of the aliens towards the back say something to the effect of, "Ah, good reinforcements." And then
Good.
you, one,
That
two,
is going to motivate me to run 11 squares.
right, there we go. All right. And then we're gonna speed round this here. Cop goes, cop gets a shot. Cop does additional damage to alien number three. Alien goes. That's a miss. That is a hit. All right. So one of the aliens that got hit misses. The second alien by the cop puts him down. So both of these cops are down and out. The third alien that was attacking Jen will get a chance to counterattack. That looks like it could hit. That is a target number 14 against your agility.
Yeah, I'm only at 10.
Okay. So that is, we'll call that is 9 points of damage on
Okay.
Jen. And as you get hit with this bolt, again, it similar to what you saw with the cop, it's like you got hit with a taser, you know.
Sure.
It's a jolt that runs right through you. You feel your heart starting to accelerate a little bit. Um, and it is your turn to counterattack with that edge from Damon.
Okay. Yeah, because this time I'm closer to him, so I may as well shoot and then run.
Yeah, perfect.
So I will make an agility attack. And on my first roll, I got a 162, which is a 9. So if I re-roll the 1 and I get anything better than a 1,
Yeah. Yep.
hopefully that'll be good. Okay, so I'm re-rolling the 1. Uh, I got a 1 again. That's super disappointing.
Okay, we can see a help teammate here.
Yes.
Um, I would say it'd be difficult for the doctor to get anything in, but the drone is right there. So, um, and we can flavor this any number of ways. Maybe the first shot, misses, and if you want to use your reaction, Damon, if you have an idea of what the drone can do, to have Jen get another better angle.
Absolutely. I think maybe at this moment, um, I will drop concentration, and this entire kind of additional field of vision opens
Oh,
against this guy.
love that. Love that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Sure. Excellent. Yeah, so he does that. So Jen will give you another reroll there.
Okay, this time it re-rolled to a 5. Much
Awesome.
that gives
Nice.
me a 13.
Awesome.
And
That
my
is a
damage,
hit.
since it was a 6, is 12.
Okay. All right. He goes down. Um, so here's what we're going to say because we're coming to closing time, and I think this actually works out the way I want it to. So, um, as this alien goes down, he drops. Jen, you can see movement behind him, and it's another alien moving towards the other two. And at this point, you don't hear the words that Marcus heard, but you hear the intent of it's like a ha ha kind of like joyous, imagine a Klingon kind of like ha ha, battle cry, a little bit of a positive, emotional intent behind that. And then as you are running away, all of you just kind of hear the two remaining aliens that at once sounded victorious and like the tide has turned. We're going to take these guys down. That's the vibe that you get. They start screaming in horror. And that's where we will end it. We'll say that you guys are able to make your way
I am
away
running
from
12
that.
spaces.
Yeah, 12 spaces now, right? The aliens do not pursue you.
Hmm.
And at
Where'd he
this
go?
point, whatever else is happening is out of the field of your vision. All you can hear is the sounds of them screaming. And Marcus, you're not able to make out the words because it's not words. It's not words that are coming out of their mouths. It's just
I
like,
don't want to hear that.
yeah, it's just horrible screams without any meaning other than I do not like this. No me gusta, no me gusta.
Hmm.
That's what you hear.
Okay.
All right. And we'll pick it up from there next time.
Dig
Um,
it.
cool. Thank you guys so much. That was a ton
Yeah.
of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see if we can figure out what that thing was that got them so interested next time on the channel. Great. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Bye.
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 peace out.